Hello again. This is chapter 2 of our company history. The first time I kind of rambled on a little bit, but I've got some facts and figures in front of me this time I thought you might be interested in. We ended up the last time in 1972 with Lambert and Shum Oil Company in Woodstock and H.N. Funkhauser and Company in Winchester. And I want to put a couple older things in. In 1967, our company was incorporated. That's a big thing. I've got a sign in the office that says H.N. Funkhauser, the original Texaco sign, and you think that's H.N. Funkhauser and Company, but it wasn't. It was Mr. Hugh Funkhauser's name, which he operated on until 1967. It wasn't H.N. Funkhauser and Company. Might be interesting to know, until 1982, we really did not have any direct operated stations. We sold to dealers, so we would sell to an individual who owned a station, and then they would sell to the public, but we didn't operate anything directly. And we bought Berryville Avenue, Texaco in 1969. That was called Triangle Texaco. That actually turned out to be one of our better convenience stores. It wasn't a convenience store at that time. It was a repair service that we rented out to somebody. And we bought High Point Truck Stop in Stevens City in 1970. And we leased that out to a couple different people over the years. We've since taken over the ownership in that. In one case, sold the business. We also brought Brathwaite Service Station in Stevens City in 1974 and Hanley, Texaco in 1975. I think the point is that some of these stations that were very important to us back in those older days, in most cases we still own. We did sell Hanley, Texaco and the Triangle Texaco, but some of these stores have been repurposed into rental repair facilities. Some we ran as convenience stores and they were low volume and we sold them. So we do change as the time causes us to. One other big date for us is 1976. We became a distributor. Before that, in Winchester, we were a consignee, which meant that Texaco consigned the product to us. We were a distributor in heating oil, but in gasoline lubricants, we actually sold stuff on Texaco's paper. It was a consigned product, and they paid us a commission. In 1976, they actually changed us over to a full-blown distributor, which meant that we bought and sold the product on our paper. So the customers were no longer Texaco customers, they were H.N. Funkhauser customers. Real big step for our company. We started our profit sharing pension fund in 1977. That was the first profit sharing that we shared with our employees. Again, back in those days, there were only less than 20 employees. That fund today has over $3 million in it. So it's continued to grow, and people have taken money out as they retired. So all total, we probably contributed over $7 million into that fund. A lot of people have enjoyed that over the years. The next big hallmark in our company was in 1982, we opened our first convenience store, Handy Mart. And that name came out because my family and I vacationed down in the Carolinas where the convenience stores were very popular at that time. And we probably put 70 or 80 different names on a piece of paper and sorted through them and finally came up with the name Handy Mart. So in 1982, our first Handy Mart store opened in Toms Brook, Virginia. It was a small little two-bay service station that I bought from Ernie Baber, and that store was converted into a small convenience store. My dad didn't really want to get into convenience stores because he felt we were competing against our dealers, and that was true, but in Woodstock we had no dealers. So our first convenience store was in Toms Brook. Our second was on Loudon Street here in Winchester, right in front of our bulk plant. When we started talking about what name to make stores, my dad said, we're going to make the one in Winchester number one because it's the highest volume, brand new, shiny store. So that became number one, and Toms Brook became number two, even though it wasn't the sequence. And our number three was in Woodstock at the bulk plant, again, because we had no dealers to protect down there. So that's the Handy Mart convenience store story getting started. We'll continue on with that in the future. Once again, our stores, those first managers, the 4 original managers of our stores, 3 of those continued with us until they retired, which we were real proud of. And the one that didn't had to stop because her dad became sick. So people do have a career with our company, and we appreciate that. And we really appreciate all your hard work, no matter whether you're a driver or a burner serviceman or convenience store operator or manager or bulk plant employee. All of you represent our company every day to our customers, and we appreciate that hard work. Chapter 3 coming up soon.